Scrappers, Tom from the iScrap app, and in this episode of Scrap You Later, we're going to help you get a better idea on who to talk to when you have a problem at the scrapyard. Now, many of you have been to multiple scrapyards before, and sometimes you're dealing with the same person over and over again. It could be the same owner, it could be the same scale manager, but every time you're having that transaction, you never know if you're getting treated correctly, and you might want to figure out what to do better, what to say, or who to work with. Now, at my yard, Rockaway Recycling in New Jersey, we've had a really great staff over the years that we've been able to build consistency so our customers know that they're going to work with the same people over and over again. But what happens when you're working with those same people and they're not the owners? What do you do then? Who do you talk to, and how can you talk to them? Well, if it's a basic problem about material, we always suggest that you do talk to the scale managers, ask them why they bought that product the way that they did, and if there's something that you can do to clean it for next time so you can make more money. Now, if they're very rude to you, if they're standoffish, if they don't want to share information, you might be getting the short end of the stick. Transparency nowadays is in all industries, way, shapes, and form, from car buying to electronic buying to home buying, and why shouldn't it be the same way in scrap buying? You want to know what you're going to get. You should want to know how to make more money, and if your scale managers aren't answering those questions for you, maybe you need to call and talk to management above them or the owner. Now, about 80 to 90% of the scrap yards in the country are privately owned. They're not part of large conglomerates. And even the ones that are bigger, that might have 15 to 20 yards that are still privately owned, it's very difficult to get the owner on the phone or text message them and just get a better idea or input. So that's where you want to rely on Google reviews to vet yards ahead of time, and your one-on-one relationship with the scale managers is really important. I'm not telling you to go there every time and bring them a coffee, but you might want to go there and say, hey, is there anything I can do to prepare my material better? Or why did you buy this the way that you did? If you start to find that they're explaining it to you in a really creative and very punctual way, they're going to show you, this is what you need to do, this is how you need to do it, we recommend doing it, but sometimes they might recommend not doing it. At my scrapyard, we've had many customers asking us if they should take apart electric motors. Now, you're probably listening to this and saying, Tom, I take every single electric motor apart, and that works for you, and that's really good. We do not take every single motor apart because of the amount of time that it takes versus the return compared to the other things that we have to do. Your scrapyard should give you both scenarios and say, hey, listen, you will make more money if you take the motor apart, but it's going to take X period of time, or you sell it as is, we're going to sell it as is, and they just give you a little transparency and a little look into their day-to-day worlds. I always tell people when they go to scrapyards, look around. You can learn more with your eyes just by looking at how they sort material, process material, ship material, store material. You can learn more by looking sometimes than you can by asking. But sometimes by looking, it will spark a question that you can then ask, especially if it's a material that you see all the time. We've had people ask if they should separate aluminum windows from aluminum siding, or if they can keep gutters and siding the same bin. And those little questions, if the scrapyard manager, the scale manager, the owner gives you the ability to make more money, you should be able to separate your material better, which saves them time so they can work on other things. That's just a little idea on little negotiating tactics or learning tactics. And if you have any questions, you can always look at them, ask them, go over these things, and then you'll be able to make more money learning a different way. Scrappers, this is Tom from iScrap. Until next time, I'll scrap you later. Thanks for checking out our scrap videos. By becoming a Patreon supporter today, you'll be entered into monthly giveaways for tools and other products to help you make more money with your scrap.